Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and a quick update from the Luhansk front. So Luhansk is this area, the most eastern end of Ukraine. So at the Luhansk front, breaking news, uh, Russian forces have secured the center of Lysychansk, and the Chechen leader he's already celebrating the capture of Lysychansk. But before I get there, the Russian forces have captured Novodruzhesk. So after the capture of Novodruzhesk, they push southeast towards into the city, and according to the Rybas, the pro-Russian analysts, map based on their map, the Russian forces have secured this entire region here. Secured. So and then on our end, on our own monitoring, we have a new video coming out at this memorial for the in memory of the fallen, which is all the way here. So they raised a flag on this place, and given the kind of because civilians is involved, I believe we have a safe zone of up to 1 kilometer radius, and this is added on top of what we have previously based on Nova Poshta, which we only gave a 500-meter radius. So this is a much bigger capture, which corroborates the capture of the more or less the center of the city. And then we also have videos coming out at the Lysychansk City Council, where the Chechen forces celebrated their capture of the City Council of Lysychansk. And of course, again, 1 kilometer goes all the way to the Siverskyi Donets River, so that makes things a bit easier for me. Then we have a 1 kilometer radius. So based on this, we can actually draw the border all the way up in this way. So there are certain parts that are not so-called colored red yet, but it is based on logic. It's unlikely to have any Ukrainian forces around this area. It's likely to be all Russian, and which is why the blue region has shrink all the way to just like this. There is no indication that the Russians actually captured the entire city yet. Even the statements coming out from the Chechen leader, they say that their allied units are already in the city center. So let's read this other part where the Chechen leader actually gave more details. They said that the Chechen units and the People's Militia of Luhansk People's Republic went through the whole city and reached the center with a fight. So other divisions of the Russian forces has successfully entered the city from the flanks and liberated quarters after quarters, and coordinating their actions among themselves and destroying the Ukrainian defenders. So the civilians are still in the city, and they did not leave. They claim that the Ukrainian invaders did not give them the opportunity to leave. According to a different source, the civilians actually do not want to leave. So they actually don't give up their house to the Ukrainians to use their house as a firing point, and that is based on a different source. So the inhabitants are happy, so they are grateful or whatever. So and they are currently cleaning up the city of booby traps. So that's what they claim now, based on the Chechen leaders. However, we haven't seen any additional claims. Based on my source, the Lithuania_int on Twitter. He's also a viewer and supporter of the DPA channel. He actually have written the source based on his friend who is a Chechen fighting on the Bilohora side. So he actually got his friend to actually kind of share with him more or less where the front line is. So he said that the front, given the information, is around here in the forest where they are entrenched, and around here. So if this is true, then it's unlikely that and this information came from today. So let's say it's just 1 day late, it's unlikely that they will have moved all the way up, maybe 2-3 kilometers. It's rather unlikely, especially our understanding is that this area is defended. The Ukrainian forces is actually fighting in this area, so it's not as routed as they are in the north, where the Ukrainian forces are just routed. They are just like collapsing. The entire line is just collapsing. So this line here is still intact. They are still fighting, so we will take some time before we will see the full capture of Lysychansk, maybe another 2 days, I guess. So that's why on the DPA map we are not declaring that Lysychansk is captured. This flag here is only referring to the Lysychansk City Council. As far as DPA is concerned, Lysychansk is still not yet fully captured. But the claims that is 50% captured is now reflected here, and we will wait for more information as we go on. I think we will see a lot of information coming out from the next 24 hours. And the key point for me to really map out the entire Lysychansk as under Russian control would be Ministry of Defense of Russia declaring the victory over Lysychansk, because they are the authority, and should they make such a claim, it's very hard to come back from that. So that should be more or less real. And also I want to note that the Ukrainian forces still have some window or some possibility of escaping this encirclement, because if you see this part here, this push here, this is not a defended line. This is not like a consistent line of defenses. So there are gaps, or a lot of gaps along this area where the Ukrainian forces can actually withdraw from this area and go out to Bilohorivka, but they will probably meet some Russian forces that is currently moving towards Bilohorivka. So the escape route is through Lysychansky, and then around the milling plant, going through maybe through the small road here, or they can actually go through the field and then move up to Bilohorivka, where they can actually escape through Kryhorivka. Otherwise, I don't think they have a chance to actually go through this area between the chalk quarry and the Zolotarivka town. So this is the situation here. I also have closed up this entire front line here all the way to the river, because of this position here, as well as the lack of information coming out about Lisna Dacha. The last information was that it was half captured by the Russians, and then there are some claims that it is captured because the Russians declared they captured all the way of the entire eastern shore of the Siverskyi Donets River. And after all this time, there is no information. It's assessed that it's unlikely to have any Ukrainian troops at Lisna Dacha, so it's likely to be abandoned and under Russian control, which is why I've already closed up this entire line, so that will bring the DPA's map much more closer to most of the maps, most of the mapping that was done by other mappers out there. So this is a quick update for the Luhansk front, and I will see you in the next update.